It's 5:55 a.m. and Ethan and I are about to go running. I'm not a 5 a.m. running person, but he wants to go run for one thing. But we're also, Doug and I are wanting to get our bodies in a better situation before we go on a trip for our 20th anniversary. So the more things that I can do like this, the better. He just said, "You gonna go running?" I said, "If he's here." What do you have in the backpack? Water. To add weight.
It's supposed to, but it's not very much.
Yeah. Go to your own halfway mark and then come back and catch up with me and we'll run back together. I'm gonna try to run. I'm doing my one now. I can still do my oneing. Didn't want to slow him up since he's prepping for the Marines. They're gonna run faster than your mama. Recently, I read an article about the Gothard movement. It was from someone who grew up in it. They went to conferences, their parents did the curriculum, all of it. There were a lot of people that were just kind of in the general world of like knowing about him and attending some of the things, but then there were people who actually lived their lives by his guidelines. The article took that movie, The Village, and compared it to that essentially parents who had been bruised, broken, disappointed in some way by the world had created this society where supposedly sin wouldn't enter in, and yet it did. When Ethan was 3 or 4 and I was contemplating homeschooling, one of my concerns was the systems of righteousness that are set up sometimes in the homeschooling world that are meant to separate people into classes, particularly classes of holiness. It's one of the reasons why I started blogging in the first place back in, that would have been 2006 maybe, 14 years ago. So that was a concern of mine back then, and it's still a concern for me. People love systems that make them feel righteous or good, and so one of the things that I've tried to tune my heart to watch out for is that. So if I see an organization that makes claims about it being better than competitors or doing things right, it always sends off a little warning bell for me. I've been around enough in homeschooling to see these trends. You know, Gothard was one, and then Vision Forum was one. Well, I know for certain that God cares about the heart more than the outside. And then I have to ask myself, where are the places where I feel superior or like I've made a superior choice? I just see God's kindness to me in knocking down those idols. I want to see my kids for the humans that they are, not set them up to be some sort of little trophy figures in my world. But that's hard. It's hard not to create idols in our own image in our children when they're actually made to reflect God's image in ways that we don't even perceive and can't foresee.
Mommy, on my hand.
Show me your hand. Whoa, that looks amazing. It's getting better and better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went out here this morning and Buttercup, I looked at her nest and there's no chicken on it. I'm like, where'd she go? I look over and she's sitting on top of Pumpkin. Yeah. Oh, she's up again. We're not going to do this. for 21 days. Hold this up. All right, Buttercup, I'm taking you back. So we're down to 1. Pumpkin, all our hope is in you. She's going crazy. Yeah, I'll be back in a minute. The pigs are sleeping right out here. That's very cute. I just realized that I think this is Fluffy Buffy. I thought it was Buttercup, but now that I look at her body, she has a thinner body than Buttercup did. And so I was wondering why Buttercup wasn't getting it, but it's because she had no clue. It was Fluffy Buffy. That makes a lot more sense. This morning, Ethan and I did a sprint in the middle of the run. And sometimes motherhood is like that too. That we end up doing sprints in the middle, right when we're already worn out. We can feel like we're totally used up and then we didn't even know it. And here comes a sprint that we have to do. There's no way around that. And actually, funnily enough, Ethan and I were talking about how sprints in the middle of your runs make you faster, your heart better, all of that. It's super good for you. It's hard to see the forced sprints that happen to us in motherhood the same way. I've just looked in the coop of chicks. We have a dead chick. You might wonder why I focus on this, but if I know what's hurting my chickens, I can help them. But if I don't know, I can't help them. So I'm gonna look at it and see if I can tell if it was an attack. It looks like its neck is broken. Oh, I think I know what happened. This looks like a partially digested, like it got partway into a snake and then the snake couldn't get the whole thing into its mouth and so it regurgitated it because it's got this fat body. So that means I feel this is what one of our chickens looked like. Really slimy and wet and mucky whenever we cut her out of the snake. I think that means a snake got into my chick coop and got one. Dang it. Here lately, I've been okay with the idea of predators getting my chicks. If we can keep having them, it puts less of a need for me to be 100% about every single life. But this makes me mad because this is such a waste. If a chicken gives its life for a predator, I mean, I hate that obviously, but I understand the natural cycle of things that animals are geared toward getting a meal. But this is just senseless. I think it's time to move the chicks in with the other chickens so that this stops happening. Hey, so tell Ethan what you told me about what Fisher's been saying.
Yeah, I was trying to call Baxter the other day through the shower door. And Fisher was sitting there next to it. And even though it was Baxter, he started saying, Ethan, I love you. A week before that, he stood up in the middle of the living room, like all of a sudden, he was like, "Where's my brother named Ethan? Where's my brother named Ethan?" Just really concerned. Like, it dawned on him all
wait
of
a
a sudden.
second.
I'm not seeing him.
Ethan's been living in the guy's cabin this summer. I think it's been good. I think it's made us all more thankful for the times that we do have together and more mindful to use them better, which is something we're going to have to get better and better at doing the older our kids are, just to make sure that we are interacting with them in ways that we're all glad for. Is the nest up in that tree, I guess?
No, they lay their eggs on the ground.
Oh.
And there's one there. But the ones that run.
Oh my word.
Said mom.
Isn't it sweet?
Oh.
It's
Oh my goodness.
With a dead baby?
Wow.
Oh, it has a little red spot on its cheek.
That is such an interesting little...
Hey guys, let's look for bugs.
Yeah, if you find some, it would be... You guys could actually give it a little bit of chick feed.
Yesterday, like the yellow beak.
Oh, look. Guys.
Well, here.
Here we go.
Oh, wait, eating it.
No.
Put another little piece, yeah.
When it opens up its mouth, drop it in. No, it doesn't want.
Where's that?
No grass.
So cute.
Don't touch it.
Its mouth is opening so wide.
Oh my word. Let's leave it alone for a little while. See what happens. Hello there. Pumpkin's doing well. No more. It was actually Fluffy Buffy, but no more Buff Orpington. We just have our nice little pumpkin. I shared about this a while ago. You can tell I've been crying. I'm not trying to hide that or pretend. One of my goals in vlogging is to be able to share. It's the exact same goal I had in blogging, to share with younger moms or my future daughters-in-law or whoever in such a way that reality can be evident and not be something that sneaks up on other people and bites them in the behind, if possible, if they can learn from something I share. So right now, I would say the most heavy things on my mind are fears related to what if my kids choose something different from what I would choose for them. What if, wow, I think I've got 3 stings in the last 2 or 3 weeks, so I would like none, please, no more stings. So a snake got my chick this morning, and it feels similar to that in life, that there's just gonna always be these threats that take out one of my sons or thwart one of our relationships or blow up our lives in some way that's uncontrollable. But when I stop and look at people who have controlled their lives to such a degree that those things quote unquote haven't happened, number one, the truth is that often they have happened. Their kids have gone awry in some way. And number two, the other way is if it actually looks like all their adult kids are doing some perfect thing, that's control, and it blows up in the end. It's not a good look in the long run. So that's not how I want to live. So then, I have to position my heart and my emotions so that I am not thrown off, that my kids are humans with individual lives and desires. When you're dried up and used up and weak and weary, the thing you need most is just to drink deeply. Babies are going up. Even though that's the place where the snake came. Isn't that crazy? I'm thinking of swapping them to the big coop tonight, of teaching them to go there. I feel that they might be better protected. Here is our little chick with the eye surgery. Her eye is working. You know, that's encouraging. You do your best. You don't always know what to do, but you do the best you know and the best thing you can think of. And sometimes a chick dies, but sometimes a chick gets its eyes because you dared to intervene. I want to keep intervening. There's situations in life that can make you feel hopeless, discouraged about the world, discouraged about whether or not a difference can actually be made, whether or not wicked is always going to prosper. Oh, look at her. She's back here as if this is what she's supposed to do. Little miss. You know what I might do? Let me see how many eggs she has down there. 1. All right, I'm just going to start slipping eggs underneath her. We'll try a little experiment today. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those look good. So she has a whole slew now under her. Let's see, there they are. All right, we'll see if it takes. I'm gonna go ahead and put one more under her that's speckled brown. Okay, so she has 1 warm egg under her right now and a whole bunch of other eggs. Well, here's the thing. I am now working on, I think, episode 28, but I have an idea of something that we're gonna do, and I'm gonna have to buy a camera, at least one. Beyond that, that's not the camera that I want to buy long term. That's just a camera for this particular thing. My main point is, it is not too much longer until you will no longer have to endure this level of quality. Hopefully soon, and very soon, I will get to buy a new camera. Yeah, you could try, see what happens.
I'm pretty sure. Mr. had put his baby cows in there, the new ones.
Oh yeah?
They're like 6 or 8 months old.
Yeah?
They're
You like 'em?
super cute, and they actually come up to you and they'll let you like touch them and everything. They're a lot nicer.
Cool.